All right, from the thumbnail, you guys know, let's get into the last mainline workstation you may ever need. Let's roll with it. This is my Polk Total Station. I don't know, I figure this is like 2.0, whatever this is, but I put the cradle on the bottom of it. I know there's probably newer ones out, newer versions. If you guys want plans for this, look up Ron Polk. I'll just straight up, I know I get a bunch of comments about this, but look up Ron Polk. He's got plenty of plans. You buy his, like I did. I bought his, used it. Want to support every, those entrepreneurs and everything like that. But this is the best workstation, probably the last one I'm going to build like this, because it absolutely does everything I needed to do when I need to do it. Is it the most portable? No, but I set this up when I'm going to be on the job site 3, 4, 5, or even longer, cutting out, framing in. And of course, the main thing about this one, besides having the table saw and miter station all in one, is I can make repeatable cuts, and it helps out. If whatever I'm doing, I can just, I don't need to worry about it. You set your main cut line and then just go and just knock out work. What I have here is the XGT 12-inch dual bevel compound miter saw. I got an 8 amp hour battery on that one. And of course, I've got the Milwaukee M18 table saw, job site table saw. I got a 12 amp hour battery in that one. Again, 12 amps, great. Yeah, I've done run through 3 or 4 or 5 12 amp hour batteries in a day before, just doing multiple cuts, and absolutely well worth it. Again, if I need to do out feed for the table saw and the miter saw's in the way, it's nothing, no big deal. It actually just slides right out. Just you basically yank it out. It's really heavy. It's probably like 70 pounds, but it does move out of the way when I need it to, and then I can slide it right back in. XGT Makita, the main thing about that saw, besides its precise and professional job cutting, I mean, it's just better than Milwaukee's and a couple other ones on the market too, is the XGT Bluetooth, which I can basically depress the trigger, start cutting, and then the Bluetooth vacuum starts right up, sucks it out. Doesn't get all the sawdust, but it does really, really help, especially if you're inside a residential customer's house. They will appreciate that, and that's well worth the money. And of course, having the vacuum there, I can always detach it, clean up stuff I need to. It's very nice. It's HEPA. Highly recommend you guys check them out as well. The main thing with this Polk station is the storage. You got multiple material storage here. I got tool storage, and of course, everybody knows that if you're on a job site, flat areas accumulate materials and tools really, really quick. That way we want to keep them off customers' property, keep them off the floor, keep them off anything. You don't want to be setting using a customer's vanity for a tool station, or trying to, put on materials and stuff like that so you can actually keep working. So it keeps everything nice and neat and organized. And don't get me wrong, that's a wow factor for this thing too. Multiple customers have given me, hey, like, that's ridiculous, that's awesome. But I just set it up, make my cuts, and keep going. And it helps out so much. Now, this probably took me a solid 7 hours, 8 hours to actually build. If you guys are wondering, you're probably more talented than I am. You probably could do it in half the time. And if I was going to do it over again, I could probably do it in less time too. But having the cradle itself, and of course, this stand is actually, the height is actually measured for this miter saw. If I put a different miter saw in there, it wouldn't match up, and I'd have to adjust it. But it's measured out for that 12-inch. And of course, if we're building decks or whatever, it absolutely can support the weight. Have no problems whatsoever with the construction. I use birch for this. Highly recommend you guys. Now, I did put these wings on here, and I did size them so I can put 8 foot material on here, and it not having to need to be clamped down, or it just sits there by itself. No big deal whatsoever. I believe those are like 11 inches wide, and it works. And of course, everything, these are all attached via just these carriage bolts with twist on locking, so I can undo everything. It breaks down, no big deal. It is not light. This is not something you're going to be setting up in, multiple times a day. Well, not by choice anyway. But if I have a smaller job, I'm going to break out the Bosch miter stand with my 8.5-inch Makita and take care of it. But this one, if we're doing a big job or something that we're going to be on site for a couple more days than usual, I absolutely recommend you guys check it out. And of course, the main thing with this one, besides having both the miter saw and the table saw station and outfield at the one time, is material storage. It really, really helps out, especially in my garage, that I can just have a flat area to work on, do whatever I need to with videos. But like tool storage, I can hang off, I can hang whatever I need to off of these, and it works. Tools, put them in there. It's all in one spot. And of course, on the job site, you're like, hey, where did that tool go? Whatever. You can kind of have like a base of operation. For me, it's definitely worth it. Also, you can't forget the brute trash can. Honestly, that goes with this kit. If I'm cutting and stuff, I can always throw away stuff as well, empty out the vacuum and whatnot. Other than that, you guys, that's pretty much what I have to say about this entirely awesome miter station. Again, Nothing wrong with this. I don't think there's any reason for me to upgrade for anything. Like this is a 3x6, so the main thing is 3 foot wide by 6 foot, and of course we have the wings, and you got the table saw hanging out the back end, and again it just cantilevers, no big deal. The wheels out there too. Again, Ron Polk has all those links to everything. I think there's actually a newer upgraded version of that as well. But you step on them, you can raise it up, you can go wherever you need to. Again, out here in the driveway, yeah, it's a little rough, but if you're on a flat, smooth surface basement floor, you know, whatever you are, subfloors, like it'll have absolutely no problem whatsoever. And again, you guys, this is just absolutely the best miter station I've ever actually had the pleasure of working with. And again, it takes me, you know, you got yourself probably $300 or $400 of material, depending on what kind of material you're actually going to use with this, and probably 7 hours of your time, and you guys can have this too. Just make sure you measure it for your whatever miter saw you have, and obviously a table saw as well. I'm completely cordless, so I don't need to worry about, you know, extension cords, you know, feeding them through. But I do obviously make, you know, I have a little relief down here you guys can see that I can, you know, dust can go down there. I can feed the hoses, whatever I need to. But mainly, it's nice to have a base camp for a job site, kind of like what we have here with the ABC canopies too. I put it out here because it might be raining as well and doing some other stuff as well. But super nice. It fits inside. Again, if it's crosswinding or you know, raining sideways, it's not going to help by any means. But I can throw up some sides to this, and you guys can, you know, we can be cutting outside, no big deal whatsoever. And you get, you know, as long as you don't have to, if the sides are on, you're gonna be limited on your material length that you can do in feed and out feed. But again, keeps it off the main area. And I've left not this saw out, but I've left my 8.5 inch out in the rain. And I will say, multiple days, multiple weeks outside. It is what it is, and it worked just fine. No big deal. I think I killed one battery, but other than that, it's been working just fine. Can't say the same thing for the Milwaukee miter, the M18 table saw. That's my third one. One got stolen, the other one broke. They do have a issue with the I guess the switch right there. But other than that one's been working out just fine. I've had it for over a year now, so we'll just keep rocking and rolling. But like and subscribe, you guys. We'll see you on the next video. I appreciate it.